Welcome to my engineering physics channel once again. This is Sanjeev Badhe from KJ Somaya Institute of Engineering and Information Technology. This is our session number 4 on interference in thin film, and in this session we are going to discuss a special case of a thin film in which the interference pattern is obtained in the form of rings called Newton's rings. When a plano-convex lens having large radius of curvature is placed on a plain glass plate, a thin air film is formed between the convex surface and the plane surface of the glass plate. There is one point of contact and the thickness of the film gradually increases in all directions as we go away from that point. If we make light rays incident on this film, the reflected light rays from the upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film interfere with each other to produce the interference pattern, and this interference pattern contains alternatively placed dark and bright rings. These rings are called as Newton's rings. The optical path difference between ray number 1 and ray number 2, which are reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film respectively, is given by 2 mu t cos of r plus theta plus or minus lambda by 2, where mu is refractive index of the film, t is thickness of the film at a given point, r is angle of refraction, theta is angle of wedge, that will be the angle between the plane glass surface and the tangent drawn to the convex surface, lambda is the wavelength of light used in the experiment. When the light rays are incident normally on this thin film formed between the convex surface and the plane glass surface, interference pattern is obtained in the form of rings, and these rings are called as Newton's rings. We can find out the diameter of these Newton's rings, and based on this relation we can have different applications. So let us try to find the diameter of these Newton's rings. When light rays are made incident on the thin film formed between the convex surface and the plane surface, the light rays are reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film. The optical path difference between the two rays reflected from upper surface and lower surface of the film is given by 2 mu t cos of r plus theta plus or minus lambda by 2. So we are using this relation obtained in the wedge shape film experiment case only. For normal incidence, r can be taken as 0, and if the radius of curvature of the convex surface is very large, then theta also can be taken to be approximately equal to 0. And for the film between the convex surface and the plane surface to be very thin, this radius of curvature has to be very large. So if radius of curvature is very large, then only the thin film will be formed between the convex surface and the plane surface. And if radius of curvature of the convex surface is very large, then theta will be very close to 0. And therefore we can write this optical path difference between the two rays reflected from upper and lower surface of the film as 2 mu t plus or minus lambda by 2. Let us call this as equation number 1. The interference pattern will be obtained in the form of rings with this point of contact as the center. Let us say nth ring is formed at this point, which is at distance Rn from the point of contact. So Rn will be the radius of nth ring. Now this nth ring will be nth dark ring if the condition for minimum is satisfied, if this optical path difference is odd integral multiple of lambda by 2, and this nth ring may be nth bright ring if the condition for brightness, that is maximum, is satisfied. That is when optical path difference is integral multiple of lambda. Let us look at this figure. In this figure, POQ is the spherical surface or the convex surface, AOB is the plane surface. At point O, the convex surface and the plane surface are in contact. A thin film is formed between the spherical surface and the plane surface, and when we make light rays incident on this thin film, the light rays will be reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film. These reflected light rays will interfere with each other and give rise to the interference pattern. This interference pattern is obtained in the form of rings, and these rings are called as Newton's rings. We have seen the optical path difference between the two light rays reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film is given by 2 mu t plus or minus lambda by 2. After approximating angle of refraction r equal to 0 for normal incidence and angle of wedge theta also equal to 0 for large radius of curvature of this spherical surface. In this figure, let us say that nth ring is obtained at a point where the thickness of the film is t, and let radius of this nth ring is Rn. Now this ring will be dark ring if the condition for minimum is satisfied at this point for the given value of t, and this ring will be bright ring if the condition for maximum is satisfied for the given value of thickness of the film. Let us draw a perpendicular from this point to CO. So here we will get a right angle triangle in which this side is R, radius of curvature of the spherical surface. This is Rn, radius of nth ring, and this is R minus t. From this right angle triangle, we can write R square equal to R minus t square plus Rn square. R minus t square can be expanded as R square minus 2RT plus t square. So here R square on both sides of the equation will get cancelled, and we can write the relation for radius of nth ring as Rn square equal to 2RT minus t square. So this 2RT and t square are taken on the other side. T is what? Thickness of the film, and film is thin film. So as the film is thin film, t is very small. So t square will be further small, and we can neglect this t square in comparison with 2RT. So Rn square can be written as 2RT. And from this relation, we can write 2 into t equal to Rn square upon R. Let us call it as equation number 2. When we substitute the value of 2t equal to Rn square upon R from equation 2 into equation 1 for optical path difference, the optical path difference can be obtained as Rn square upon R mu plus or minus lambda by 2. Let us call this as equation number 3. So we have obtained the value of optical path difference in terms of radius of nth ring. To get the radius of nth dark ring, we will apply the condition for minimum. That means we will equate this optical path difference to odd integral multiple of lambda by 2. And to get the relation for nth bright ring, we will apply the condition for maximum. That is, we will equate this optical path difference with integral multiple of lambda. In order to get the relation for radius of nth dark ring, let us apply the condition for minimum. Condition for minimum is optical path difference is odd integral multiple of lambda by 2. That is, optical path difference is 2n plus or minus 1 lambda by 2, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Optical path difference obtained in relation number 3 as Rn square upon R mu plus or minus lambda by 2. So when this optical path difference is equal to 2n plus or minus 1 lambda by 2, by simplifying we can get Rn square upon R mu equal to n lambda. Let us take this R and mu on the other side, and let us take the square root of both sides. So Rn can be written as square root of nr lambda upon mu. So this is equation number 4. So this is the radius of nth dark ring. So radius of nth dark ring is given by Rn equal to square root of nr lambda upon mu, where mu is the refractive index of the film. That is, mu is the refractive index of the film that is formed between the plane surface and the spherical surface. For air film, this mu can be taken as 1. So diameter of nth dark ring will be obtained as 2 times Rn. So when this 2 goes in the square root sign, it will become 4. So dn is equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu. For air film, refractive index is equal to 1, and therefore dn can be written as square root of 4 nr lambda for air film. So diameter of nth dark ring, looking at this relation, we can say the diameter of nth dark ring is directly proportional to square root of n. So this is one important relation. diameter of nth dark ring is directly proportional to square root of n. Now to get radius of nth bright ring, let us apply the condition for maximum. Condition for maximum says optical path difference is integral multiple of lambda. That is, optical path difference is n lambda, where n is 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Optical path difference from relation number 3 is Rn square upon R mu plus or minus lambda by 2. So let us equate this to integral multiple of lambda. By rearranging the terms, we can write Rn square upon R mu equal to 2n plus or minus 1 lambda by 2. So radius of nth bright ring can be obtained as square root of 2n plus or minus 1 R lambda upon 2 mu. Diameter of nth bright ring can be written as square root of 2 into 2n plus or minus 1 R lambda upon mu. So diameter of nth bright ring will be 2 times this Rn. So when you multiply it by 2, inside the square root sign it will get multiplied by 4. 2 will get cancelled with this 2 in the denominator and this 2 will remain in the numerator. For air film, this mu is equal to 1 and therefore diameter of nth bright ring will become square root of 2 into 2n plus or minus 1 R lambda. We will take 2n plus 1 if we start counting of n from 0, and if we will take 2n minus 1 if we start counting n from 1. So diameter of nth bright ring is directly proportional to square root of 2n plus or minus 1. This is the experimental setup to obtain the Newton's rings. The experimental setup is same as the wedge shaped film experiment. The only difference is the film enclosed between two plain glass surfaces is replaced by a film enclosed between a spherical surface and the plane surface. A source of light is kept at the focal point of this convex lens so that the light rays after getting refracted through the lens travel parallel to each other. These light rays are reflected in vertically downward direction with the help of a glass plate inclined at an angle 45 degrees. There will be partial reflection and the light rays will be reflected in the downward direction. Partial transmission will also be there, but this transmitted rays we are not interested in. The light rays which are going in the vertically downward direction will fall on the thin film formed between the plane surface and the spherical surface. They will be reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film, and these reflected rays will interfere with each other, giving rise to the interference pattern. This interference pattern can be observed using the microscope. So the interference pattern obtained in Newton's ring experiment is shown over here. It consists of alternatively placed dark and bright rings. Dark ring means a minimum and bright ring means a maximum. Why Newton's rings are circular? Interference pattern in Newton's ring experiment is circular. Why? What is the reason? The optical path difference between the light rays reflected from the upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film used in Newton's ring experiment is given by 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus or minus lambda by 2. So the optical path difference and therefore the conditions for maximum and minimum depend on refractive index of the film, thickness of the film, angle of refraction, angle of wedge and the wavelength of light. In a given experimental setup, refractive index of the film is constant, angle of refraction will be constant. If the angle of incidence is 0, this angle of refraction will also be equal to 0. So for normal incidence, this angle of refraction can be taken as 0. Angle of wedge will be constant. So if we are not changing the radius of curvature of the upper surface, this theta will not change. If radius of curvature is very large, then this theta can also approximate it to be equal to 0. Lambda, wavelength of light, if we are using monochromatic light, lambda will also not change. So the optical path difference and therefore the condition for maximum and minimum will depend only on the value of t. And if we are keeping a spherical surface on the plane surface, then the nature of the thin film which is formed between the two surfaces will be such that thickness of the film will be constant along the circle. And as the thickness of the film is constant along the circle, optical path difference will be constant along the circle. So for the given value of optical path difference, if the condition for maximum is satisfied, along the circle where that thickness and therefore the optical path difference is constant, we will get the same condition for maximum satisfied, and we will get a series of bright points along the circle which can be seen as a bright circle. If the value of thickness T is such that condition for minimum is satisfied, then we will get series of dark points along the circle which will be seen as the dark circle. As we go away from the center, that is the point of contact, thickness will gradually increase. So as the thickness changes, condition for darkness, brightness, darkness, brightness, darkness, brightness will be satisfied, and therefore we will be getting alternatively placed dark and bright rings in the interference pattern. What is the intensity of central spot in Newton's ring experiment in the reflected system? Let us consider two light rays, ray number 1 and ray number 2, reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film, which is formed between a spherical surface and the plane surface. Such type of film is used in the Newton's ring experiment. The optical path difference between this ray number 1 and ray number 2, reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film respectively, is given by 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus or minus lambda by 2. Now at the central spot, the spherical surface and the plane surface are in contact, and therefore thickness of the film T is equal to 0. So the optical path difference reduces to plus or minus lambda by 2. Optical path difference is equal to plus or minus lambda by 2 is the condition for minimum, because we get minimum when optical path difference is odd integral multiple of lambda by 2. So optical path difference is equal to 1 into lambda by 2. This is the condition for minimum, and therefore in the reflected system the central spot will appear dark. At the central spot, condition for minimum is satisfied, and therefore central spot will appear dark in case of Newton's ring experiment in reflected system. Let us see what happens in the transmitted system. What is the intensity of central spot in Newton's ring experiment in transmitted system? In transmitted system, if we consider two light rays, ray number 1 and ray number 2, then the optical path difference between these two light rays is given by 2 mu t cos r plus theta. At the central spot, the spherical surface and the plane surface are in contact, and therefore thickness of the film T is equal to 0. So the optical path difference becomes 0, and optical path difference equal to 0 is the condition for maximum, and therefore at the central spot condition for maximum is satisfied, and so the central spot will appear bright. So when you look at the interference pattern in the transmitted system, then the central spot will appear bright. How to determine wavelength of light or radius of curvature of convex surface using Newton's ring experiment? So the experimental setup of Newton's ring experiment is shown here. A source of light, a source of monochromatic light is kept at the focal point of the lens. So the light rays travel parallel to each other after getting refracted through the lens. These parallel rays of light are made to fall normally on a thin film enclosed between the spherical surface and the plane surface. The light rays are reflected from upper surface of the film and lower surface of the film, and these reflected light rays will interfere with each other. The interference pattern can be seen through the microscope. So the interference pattern is found to contain alternatively placed dark and bright rings, and these rings are called as the Newton's rings. Diameter of nth dark ring is given by dn equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu, where r is radius of curvature of this convex surface, lambda is wavelength of light used in the experiment, and mu is refractive index of the film enclosed between the spherical surface and the plane surface. For air film, this mu can be taken as 1 and therefore diameter of nth dark ring can be written as dn equal to square root of 4 nr lambda. So we can write dn square equal to 4 nr lambda. Diameter of m plus nth dark ring is given by dm plus n square, that is equal to 4 m plus n r lambda. So this n is replaced by m plus n here, and here also m is replaced by m plus n. So let us call this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. We can subtract equation number 1 from equation number 2, and from equation number 1 and equation number 2 we can write r to be equal to dm plus n square minus dn square upon 4 m lambda. Or if you take lambda on this side and r on the other side, we can calculate wavelength of light lambda to be equal to dm plus n square minus dn square upon 4 mr. So this is how we can calculate wavelength of light using the Newton's ring experiment, and radius of curvature also using the Newton's ring experiment. Now to calculate this wavelength of light or radius of curvature of the convex surface, we need diameter of nth dark ring and diameter of m plus nth dark ring. These diameters can be measured by using the travelling microscope. So in an experiment, travelling microscope will be an important part. With the help of travelling microscope, we are going to measure the diameter of nth dark ring and diameter of m plus nth dark ring. We can find out the wavelength of light or radius of curvature by using this single relation dn square equal to 4 nr lambda also. So by just knowing the diameter of nth dark ring, we can calculate the wavelength of light or radius of curvature required. So why are we finding out dm plus n square, diameter of some other ring, to find out the wavelength of light or radius of curvature? So this is done to reduce the error in the measurement and to get accurate values for lambda and r. We can find out the wavelength of light or radius of curvature by using this single relation dn square equal to 4 nr lambda also. So by just knowing the diameter of nth dark ring, we can calculate the wavelength of light or radius of curvature required. So why are we finding out dm plus n square, diameter of some other ring, to find out the wavelength of light or radius of curvature? So this is done to reduce the error in the measurement and to get accurate values for lambda and r. In fact, in an experiment, we will try to find out diameter of number of rings, and then we will plot the graph of dn square versus n. The graph will be linear and the slope of that graph will be equal to dm plus n square minus dn square upon m. So we will substitute slope of the graph in this relation and we will calculate the value of r to be equal to slope upon 4 lambda and lambda to be equal to slope upon 4 r. So multiple readings are taken in order to reduce the error in the measurement and therefore in the calculation. How to determine refractive index of liquid using Newton's ring experiment? In a Newton's ring experiment, a thin film is formed between the spherical surface and the plane surface. If we fill this gap between the spherical surface and plane surface by liquid, so for liquid film, the diameter of nth dark ring is given by dn liquid equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu, where mu is refractive index of liquid. If we replace this liquid by air, for air film the refractive index mu is equal to 1 and therefore diameter of nth dark ring with air film is equal to square root of 4 nr lambda. Let us call this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. If we divide this equation number 2 by equation number 1, we can write diameter of nth dark ring in air upon diameter of nth dark ring in liquid is equal to square root of mu, and therefore refractive index of the liquid is equal to square of dn air upon dn liquid. So if you divide diameter of the nth dark ring in air by diameter of nth dark ring in liquid and take square of that, we will get the refractive index of liquid. So this is how we can determine refractive index of liquid using Newton's ring experiment. Show that in Newton's ring experiment the fringe width is not constant. In Newton's ring experiment, this is the interference pattern obtained. The interference pattern contains alternatively placed dark and bright rings. Radius of nth dark ring is given by Rn equal to square root of nr lambda. So here we are taking mu is equal to 1. So we are writing this relation for air film. Here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So n is an integer. R is radius of curvature of convex lens used in the experiment, and lambda is wavelength of light. Radius of n plus 1th dark ring can be written as Rn plus 1, that is equal to square root of n plus 1 r lambda. So just this n is replaced by n plus 1 here. Now we define fringe width as distance between two consecutive dark fringes or distance between two consecutive bright fringes. So here we will find out the distance between two consecutive dark fringes. So let us consider these two dark fringes. This is nth dark ring and this is n plus 1th dark ring. So clearly the fringe width will be equal to Rn plus 1, that is radius of n plus 1th dark ring, minus Rn, that is radius of nth dark ring. So fringe width is given by Rn plus 1 minus Rn. So if you subtract this equation number 1 from equation number 2, fringe width can be written as square root of n plus 1 minus square root of n r lambda. So from this relation you can see the fringe width depends on the value of n. The fringe width will change with the value of n, and as the fringe width depends on the value of n, as n changes, fringe width will also change, and therefore fringe width is not constant. So in Newton's ring experiment, fringe width is not constant. It depends on the value of n. As we go away from the center, the fringe width reduces. So clearly in this interference pattern also you can see near the center the fringe width is more, and as we go away from the center, fringe width reduces. Let us compare the interference fringes in Wedge-shaped film experiment with interference fringes in Newton's ring experiment. In wedge-shaped film experiment, a wedge-shaped film is formed between two plain glass surfaces. So thickness of the film is constant along the line, and therefore the interference fringes obtained are linear. So in wedge-shaped film experiment, we get alternatively placed dark and bright fringes. In Newton's ring experiment, a film is formed between a plane surface and a spherical surface, and therefore the thickness of the film is constant along the circle, and therefore interference fringes are circular in nature. So we will get alternatively placed dark and bright circles in the interference pattern. In wedge-shaped film experiment, the fringe width is given by lambda upon 2 mu sin theta. In a given experimental setup, wavelength of light used in the experiment is constant, refractive index of the film is constant, theta, the angle of wedge, is also constant, and therefore the fringe width in interference pattern obtained in wedge-shaped film experiment will be constant. In case of Newton's ring experiment, fringe width is given by Rn plus 1 minus Rn, where Rn is radius of nth dark ring, Rn plus 1 is radius of n plus 1 dark ring. So this fringe width in Newton's ring experiment is equal to square root of n plus 1 minus square root of n into square root of r lambda. So this fringe width in Newton's ring experiment depends on the value of n, and as n changes, the fringe width will also change. So fringe width in Newton's ring experiment is not constant. So in wedge-shaped film experiment, fringe width is constant. In Newton's ring experiment, the fringe width depends on the value of n, and therefore it is not constant. Now let us solve some of problems based on Newton's ring experiment. Newton's rings are observed in reflected light of wavelength 5900 angstroms. The diameter of 10th dark ring is 0.50 centimeter. Find the radius of curvature of lens. So let us write the data in the problem first. Wavelength of light is given as 5900 angstroms. That can be written as 5900 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. N is equal to 10th, diameter of 10th dark ring. So N is equal to 10, and diameter of 10th dark ring is given as 0.5 centimeter. So as the diameter is given in centimeter, we will write wavelength also in centimeter. Diameter of nth dark ring is given by dn equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu. So this is the relation that we will use. Now here the nature of the film is not mentioned, so we will assume it to be a air film, and for air film refractive index can be taken as 1. So our relation become dn square equal to 4 nr lambda. So we can calculate the radius of curvature of lens by using r equal to dn square upon 4 n lambda. Dn is given to us 0.5 centimeter, n is 10, lambda is 5900 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. So by substituting all these values, the radius of curvature of lens can be calculated using the calculator, and it is found to be 105.93 centimeters in this case. In a Newton's ring experiment, the diameter of 10th dark ring changes from 1.4 centimeter to 1.27 centimeters when liquid is introduced between the lens and the plate. Calculate the refractive index of liquid. So here with air film enclosed between the plane surface and the spherical surface, the diameter of 10th dark ring is equal to 1.4 centimeter, and when this air is replaced by liquid between the plane surface and spherical surface, the diameter of 10th dark ring becomes 1.27 centimeters. We are asked to find out refractive index of this liquid. So diameter of nth dark ring is given by dn liquid. So with liquid film, the diameter of nth dark ring is dn liquid, that is equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu, where mu is refractive index of liquid, r is radius of curvature of lens, and lambda is wavelength of light used in the experiment. For air film, this mu can be taken as 1, and therefore diameter of nth dark ring with air film is equal to square root of 4 nr lambda. So let us call this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. Let us divide equation number 2 by equation number 1, and we can write diameter of nth dark ring with air film upon diameter of nth dark ring with liquid film equal to square root of mu, and therefore mu is equal to square of dn air upon dn liquid. So diameter of nth dark ring with air film is given as 1.4 centimeter, and diameter of the same nth dark ring, that is ring number 10, with liquid film is given as 1.27. So mu is equal to 1.4 square upon 1.27 square, and if you calculate it, it comes out to be 1.215. In Newton's ring experiment, diameter of fifth dark ring was 0.336 centimeters. Find the radius of curvature of the plano-convex lens if wavelength of light used is 5800 angstroms. Also find radius of 15th dark ring. Take mu is equal to 1. So wavelength of light is given as 5800 angstroms, that we can write as 5800 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. N is given as 5, fifth dark ring, and diameter of fifth dark ring is given as 0.336 centimeters. We know the diameter of nth dark ring is given by dn equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu, where r is radius of curvature of lens, lambda is wavelength of light used in the experiment, and mu is refractive index of the film. Now for air film, it is given as mu is equal to 1. So we can write dn square from this relation to be equal to 4 nr lambda. So radius of curvature of the plano-convex lens can be written from this relation as dn square upon 4 n lambda. All the values are given to us. Dn is equal to 0.336, n is equal to 5, and lambda is equal to 5800 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. So we can calculate the radius of curvature for this plano-convex lens, convex surface of the plano-convex lens, to be equal to 97.32 centimeters. Once we get the radius of curvature, we can substitute this in the relation for radius of 15th dark ring. Radius of nth dark ring is given by dn upon 2, that is equal to square root of 4nr lambda upon 2. So here n is given as 15 because we want to calculate radius of 15th dark ring. R we have just now calculated to be equal to 97.32. Lambda is given to us 5800 into 10 raised to minus 8. So we can calculate the radius of 15th dark ring as 0.291 centimeters after calculating this. The diameter of 10th dark ring is 5 millimeters when light of wavelength 5500 angstroms is used in Newton's ring experiment. If the space between lens and the glass plate is filled with liquid of refractive index 1.25, what will be the diameter of 10th dark ring? So diameter of 10th dark ring with air film is given as 5 millimeters, that is equal to 0.5 centimeters. Wavelength of light is given to us 5500 angstroms, that can be written as 5500 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. We are asked to find out what will be the diameter of 10th dark ring when liquid is introduced between the lens and the glass plate. So diameter of 10th dark ring with liquid film is given by dn equal to square root of 4 nr lambda upon mu. Here n is given as 10, lambda is given as 5500 angstroms, mu is given as 1.25. But to calculate this diameter of 10th dark ring with liquid film, we need radius of curvature, which is not given to us. We can calculate this radius of curvature from this diameter of 10th dark ring with air film. This diameter of 10th dark ring with air film is given as 0.5 centimeter. Diameter of nth dark ring with air film is given by dn square equal to 4 nr lambda. So we will use this relation to calculate this radius of curvature r. So from this relation, radius of curvature can be written as dn square upon 4 n lambda. dn is 0.5, n is 10 and lambda is 5500 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. So we can calculate radius of curvature from this. Radius of curvature of the lens is obtained as 113.63 centimeters. So 113.63 centimeters. This value of radius of curvature can be substituted here for r, and we can calculate diameter of 10th dark ring with liquid introduced between the lens and the glass plate. So the diameter of 10th dark ring with liquid film is obtained by calculating this as 0.447 centimeters. In Newton's ring experiment, the diameter of 4th and 12th dark rings are 0.4 centimeter and 0.7 centimeter respectively. Find the diameter of 20th dark ring. So in this problem, diameter of 4th dark ring is given as 0.4 centimeter, diameter of 12th dark ring is 0.7 centimeter, and we are asked to find out diameter of 20th dark ring. The refractive index of the film is not given, so we will assume it to be air film. For air film, refractive index will be taken as 1. Diameter of nth dark ring can be written as dn square equal to 4 nr lambda. So we can write from this relation d4 square equal to 4 into 4 r lambda. N is equal to 4 we have put here. So 0.4 square is equal to 4 into 4 r lambda, and therefore 0.16 is equal to 16 r lambda. 4 into 4 is equal to 16. Let us call this as equation number 1. We can write the diameter of 12th dark ring as d12 square equal to 4 into 12 r lambda. So here n is equal to 12 we have substituted. D12 is given as 0.7. So 0.7 square is equal to 4 into 12 r lambda. 4 into 12 is equal to 48 and 0.7 square is 0.49. So 0.49 is equal to 48 r lambda. Let us call this as equation number 2. Now in order to get the value of r lambda, let us subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So 48 r lambda minus 16 r lambda will be equal to 0.49 minus 0.16. So here we will get 32 r lambda equal to 0.33, and therefore r lambda is equal to 0.33 upon 32. We can substitute this value of r lambda, that is equal to 0.33 upon 32 in this relation for dn square, and we can write the relation for d20 square equal to 4 into 20 r lambda. N is equal to 20. So d20 is equal to square root of 4 into 20 r lambda, that is equal to 4 into 20 into 0.33 by 32. So we have substituted r lambda as 0.33 upon 32. So d20, after calculating this, diameter of 28 dark ring is obtained as 0.908 centimeter. In this problem, we can calculate r lambda directly from this equation number 1, but we have written equation number 2 and subtracted equation 1 from 2 and then got the value of r lambda. If we calculate r lambda only from one reading, there may be an error in it. So if 2 readings are given or more readings are given, then we will have to utilize those readings also to calculate the value of r lambda, so that error in the value of r lambda will be minimum. So even though it is possible to calculate r lambda from equation number 1 only, we are utilizing both equations for calculating the r lambda just to reduce the error in the value of r lambda. When we do the Newton's ring experiment, actually we will take multiple readings for diameter of different dark rings, and then we will plot the graph of diameter square versus n, and from slope of that graph actually we can find out the value of r lambda. So in order to reduce the error in the calculation, we have utilized the information of 4th dark ring diameter and 12th dark ring diameters both. Light containing two wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2 falls normally on a convex lens of radius of curvature r resting on a glass plate. Now if nth dark ring due to lambda 1 coincides with n plus 1th dark ring due to lambda 2, then prove that radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 is lambda square root of lambda 1 lambda 2 r upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2. So here we can write the relation for radius of nth dark ring of lambda 1 as Rn lambda 1 equal to square root of n r lambda 1 upon mu. For n plus 1th dark ring of lambda 2, we can write the relation as Rn plus 1 of lambda 2 equal to square root of n plus 1 r lambda 2 upon mu. Now nth dark ring of lambda 1 and n plus 1th dark ring of lambda 2 coincide. Therefore, radius of nth dark ring of lambda 1 must be equal to radius of n plus 1th ring of lambda 2, and therefore we can equate the right hand sides of these two equation 1 and equation 2, and we can write n r lambda 1 upon mu equal to n plus 1 r lambda 2 upon mu. Mu will get cancelled, r will get cancelled. We can write n lambda 1 equal to n plus 1 r lambda 2, and from this we can write n lambda 1 minus lambda 2 is equal to lambda 2, and therefore n is equal to lambda 2 upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2. So we got the value of n. This value of n we can substitute in this equation number 1, and we can write the relation for radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1, radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 as lambda 2 upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2 in square root sign. So square root of lambda 2 upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2 into r lambda 1 upon mu. So what we have done is simply substituted this n to be equal to lambda 2 upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2. So we have proved that radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 is given by square root of lambda 1 lambda 2 r upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2. So this is proved. A Newton's ring setup is used with a source emitting two wavelengths, lambda 1 equal to 6000 angstroms and lambda 2 equal to 4500 angstroms. The nth dark ring due to lambda 1 coincides with n plus 1th dark ring due to lambda 2. If radius of curvature of lens is 90 centimeters, find the diameter of nth dark ring of 6000 angstroms. So here lambda 1 is given as 6000 angstroms, that is equal to 6000 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. Lambda 2 is 4500 angstroms, that can be written as 4500 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. Radius of curvature of lens is given as 90 centimeter. The refractive index of the film is not given, so we will assume it to be air film and we will put mu equal to 1. We are asked to find out diameter of nth dark ring of 6000 angstroms. So that is diameter of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 we are asked to find. So we can write radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 is square root of nr lambda 1 if air film is used. For n plus 1th dark ring of lambda 2 we can write rn plus 1 lambda 2 equal to square root of n plus 1 r lambda 2. So here n is replaced by n plus 1, lambda 1 is replaced by lambda 2. Now it is given that nth dark ring of lambda 1 and n plus 1th dark ring of lambda 2 coincide. So radius of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 must be equal to radius of n plus 1th dark ring due to lambda 2. So we can write nr lambda 1 equal to n plus 1 r lambda 2, and from this we can calculate the value of n as lambda 2 upon lambda 1 minus lambda 2, that is 4500 upon 6000 minus 4500. So value of n comes out to be 3. This value of n equal to 3 we can put in equation number 1 and we can calculate the radius of the nth dark ring due to lambda 1 and multiply this radius by 2, we will get diameter of nth dark ring due to lambda 1. So diameter of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 is equal to 2 rn lambda 1. So that is equal to 2 into square root of nr lambda 1. So n can be equal to, n is equal to 3 here. So diameter of nth dark ring due to lambda 1 is equal to 2 into square root of 3 into 90 into 6000 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. So if you calculate this using the calculator, diameter of nth dark ring due to lambda 1, that is diameter of nth dark ring of 6000 angstroms, comes out to be 0.2545 centimeters. So this is the answer. Newton's rings are formed with reflected light of wavelength 5900 angstroms. The diameter of the third bright ring is 2 millimeters. If the space between the lens and the plate is filled with liquid of refractive index 1.33, calculate radius of curvature of the lens. So wavelength of light is given as 5900 angstroms, which we can write as 5900 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeters. N is equal to 3, third bright ring. Diameter of the third bright ring is given. So n is equal to 3 and this diameter is given as 2 millimeters, that is 0.2 centimeters. We will use same system of unit. So if you are writing wavelength in centimeters, the diameter will also write in the centimeters. Refractive index of liquid is given as 1.33. Here diameter of third bright ring is given. So we will write the relation for diameter of nth bright ring. Diameter of nth bright ring is given by dn, that is equal to square root of 2 into 2n minus 1 r lambda upon mu. We are asked to find radius of curvature of the lens. So let us write the relation for r, radius of curvature. From this, r can be written as dn square into mu upon 2 into 2n minus 1 lambda. All the values are given to us. Let us put dn to be equal to 0.2, mu is equal to 1.33, n is equal to 3 and lambda is equal to 5900 into 10 raised to minus 8. and radius of curvature of the lens can be calculated using the calculator now, and it comes out to be 90.17 centimeters. So in this problem, radius of curvature of lens used is 90.17 centimeters. So we are at the end of session number 4 on interference in thin films. In this session we discussed Newton's rings experiment. We have seen that in Newton's ring experiment the circular interference pattern is obtained. We found the radius and diameter of nth dark ring and nth bright ring, and based on these relations we discussed some applications of Newton's rings experiment. I hope you must have enjoyed this session. If you like this session, then please subscribe to the channel so that you will get timely intimation of new videos uploaded to the channel. If you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can contact me. Please feel free to contact me. So thank you very much. Thank you once again.